Okay, everyone, are we still here? That was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? Okay, let's go back a bit. So we see we're heading into the tunnel now that goes under the roundabout at the Champs-Élysées, at the top end, well, in the middle of it, top end. Do we have people back again? Sorry I lost you all. Wasn't that a disaster? Oh my gosh, Sally Davies. Hello, Sally. So I've already started a video, Sally, and this is the second one because in the process of getting my bag checked, yes, I lost, I must have pushed a button or something. So very sorry about that. We're going to have two videos. It's going to be very messy this time around. So apologies for that. Okay, right, here we go. So this is a tunnel that goes underneath the roundabout at the Arc de Triomphe. As you know, the Arc de Triomphe is a roundabout which is one of the most chaotic driving experiences known to man. And for that reason, you can't walk there, you have to go in a tunnel there. So here we are in the tunnel. Goodness me. Whew, that was exasperating. Ok, bon. On va aller là. On va monter par là. Okay, so we're not going to go up it. So if we were, then we'd go in the line here. We're just going to go around and have a look at the bottom. So here we go. I'm pleased that the reception lasted at least going through the tunnel, so that's a good thing. And here we are. So we're getting up close and personal with Christo and Jeanne-Claude's design. So yeah, they were, it turns out that they were born on the same day, the 30th of June 1935. Obviously kindred spirits, they instantly fell in love. And so he'd already been thinking about this idea of wrapping things. And so he thought he'd do that. And this was the very first thing that he thought about. So let's get really close to it here. So it's like tarpaulin, like it's polyethylene, and same with these ropes that go around it. Sally Davies says, yeah, I was once on a bus through the Champs-Élysées roundabout. Yeah, well, one of the bus routes that are by my place goes right through it. So it's quite cool. But my husband, whenever we used to hire a car to go away on holiday somewhere, he would always drive through the roundabout, and it's a terrifying experience. I would always get scared, close my eyes, I might take a photo or two, but the photos are just chaotic because there's literally cars going in all directions. Okay, so I can't point down the Champs-Élysées because the sun is this way and it's very glary, but you've got a little shot of the Eiffel Tower over there. So here we go. Judy says it's like lyrics. It is. It's like lyrics. It doesn't feel like lyrics. It's very rough. So there's lots of people around here who work for them, and they will tell you information about the project, and you actually get a sample of the material used, which I have in my handbag. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Christo and Jeanne-Claude, they were artists together, and they did everything together, and often, like you see the people in the blue there, they are the people giving the information, and they'll tell you a bit about it. On the front of their tops it says Christo and Jeanne-Claude, because it's very important to see the two of them as a united kind of entity. Unfortunately, Jeanne-Claude died in, when was it? I think it was 2009. And unfortunately, Christo himself, he died in May last year. So he never actually got to see his oeuvre, his very first design idea realised. So this is the tomb of the unknown soldier, and the eternal flame, which gets relit in a ceremony every night at 6:30. Okay, so the purpose of it. Okay, so like I said, Christo, he used to live in an apartment just here back in the 50s, and he used to look at it every day out his window, and he said, well, you know, his philosophy is looking at things in a totally different way. So like something that you're looking at every single day, seeing it in a totally different light. Okay, so whether or not you believe or understand his philosophies of art, because personally I'm not a big fan of modern art, but so this is what his life was all about. It was looking at things, you know, amazing things like this differently. And like I said, this was his first idea. He wanted to see the Arc de Triomphe in a different light. And of course he's done lots of other monuments as well. He did the Reichstag in Germany. He's done, he did something in Sydney, we said before. He did something, he did the Pont Neuf in 1985. Okay, and they're all meant to be temporary. He used the word very deliberately, temporary, as opposed to éphémère, because he believes that what you see should sort of live in your memory, and it's the process of creating it rather than what it is or what it signifies. He said there wasn't really any specific meaning to it. It's just the process of, can I do it? How can I do it? Did you see the Sydney Opera House wrapped and the others, Pont Neuf, etc.? I haven't seen any of them except in photos, but only just discovered Christo myself just since this event has happened. So this is the queue to go up it. It's all timed entrance at the moment. It's €16 if you want to do it, unless you have a monuments card, in which case it's free. And I'm kicking myself I didn't get a monuments card. Okay. So the roundabout that we're on is it's Charles de Gaulle Étoile, which is also a major train and metro hub. It is Metro Line 1, Line 2, Line 6. I got here in Line 6 because it comes pretty much from my neighbourhood, and is also the best metro line ever because it's above ground. This roundabout used to be called the Place de l'Étoile, and they renamed it to the Place de Charles de Gaulle, which is why it's often referred to as Charles de Gaulle Étoile, because it's both names. And it's called Étoile, which is the French word for star, because there are 12 avenues that radiate off here. So this is the avenue of the Grande Armée, and if we zoom in, that's La Défense down there, and that's the Arc de la Défense, which is supposed to be a mirror of this one here. So I was talking briefly about the Axe Historique de Paris, which is the big line. So it's a great big line that goes directly from the La Défense, the Arc de la Défense, to this one here. So this was envisaged by Napoleon I, and of course he basically lost his job as emperor, and then ended up dying. So it never got realised under him, but it then got finished under Louis Philippe, I believe. I think I got that right. And he dedicated it to, well, the Napoleonic armies and the revolutionary armies. But since then, of course, it's become the symbol of all armies and people, and hence the tomb of the unknown soldier there. But there's also lots of these things here. So they have lots of memorials here all the time. So this is to the soldiers of the French battalion in the Korean War. This one is for the soldiers in Algeria, Tunisia and Morocco. This one is for the resistance during World War II. This is for the high school students and university students who lost their lives resisting the Nazi occupation. This sort of thing makes me cry, so I'll probably start crying shortly. And other operations outside of France. Okay, and this is pretty special. This is called La Perle du 18 juin 1940. Sorry, my French is going down the toilet now. So this is the speech that General de Gaulle made. He was in exile in England at the time, and this is where he called upon his fellow compatriots to resist the occupation of Paris and France during World War II. So anyway, so those are the commemorative things. So the Grand Axe de Paris also goes down this way and gets mirrored down at the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, which is the one next to the Louvre. But it's a bit difficult to see. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So it's a bit haphazard today. Sorry about the technical issues and everything, and the babbling. But there you go. There's Christo's design. So yeah, it's blue on one side. If I can just see an open edge, because there are lots of open edges around. So it's 25,000 square meters and of this fabric, curtain-like fabric, and no, we can't sit on there. And 5,000 meters of that red ribbon, red cord. Oh, here we go. So you can see it's blue on the back and then it's sprayed silver on the front, and it's all going to be recycled at the end, and it's all been self-funded. So it cost, I believe, 40 million euro, which was all funded by Christo and Jeanne-Claude's estate, which was selling off all of the, because he did a lot of what do we call it, like sketches and maquette or models on this over the, well, it was 1962 when he decided to start doing this as an art form. And so he's been studying this for years, I mean like over 50 years. And so all of his artwork that he did, contributing to, you know, the conception of this project, has been sold off and used to finance this. A lot of people say it's a huge waste of money. Yeah, probably, especially in light of how the world is coping at the moment. But he didn't use any public funds whatsoever to do it. So there we go. So anyway, that is Christo and Jeanne-Claude's Arc de Triomphe wrapped. So one last look at the Champs-Élysées and all those people who are staring at us over there. Maybe they don't want to come over, maybe they don't have their pass sanitaire, not sure. But there we go. So I'll come back here. Art is never a waste. Well, that's right. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of modern art in general. I don't generally understand this, but I certainly appreciate it, and I really, really love the fact that this is a man who had an idea, and it literally took him 50 years to see it come to fruition. In fact, he didn't see it because he died last year. So I think it's an awesome achievement. And, you know, I mean, people who don't like it, that's fine. It's not going to be here come the 3rd of October, so that's fine. And, you know, Karen says she thinks it looks fabulous. I mean, yeah, it's not entirely ugly. I got lots of love hearts coming, so there's lots of supporters, so that's cool. But anyway, each to their own. Not everybody enjoys all bits of art, so yeah. So there you go. I'm going to flip the camera around and do my little sign off. So thank you very much for your patience, for the orientation of the camera work, for accidentally losing you in the security line. I hope you enjoyed that little walk, and I'm not sure where we're going to go on Friday, because I don't know what day of the week it is. It's Tuesday today, yes. So yeah, take care, enjoy yourself wherever you are. If you're in lockdown, bon courage. If you've got any ideas for Friday, I probably will have somewhere awesome lined up, but I just can't think of it right now. So yeah, and Julie's just reminded us you can see this on BINGE on Paris, and it will be loaded up onto the YouTube page as well. Sally Davies says thanks, that was great. Well, thank you for coming and watching with me. So that's fantastic. Bon courage pour tous et toutes. Bien sûr, Judy. Okay, thanks everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.